Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. The labor shortage is behind many economic woes. Look, there's a labor shortage. Let's be real. Anybody talking about it, like they talking about it from the other angle. Oh, this business is laying off people and all of that. And the layoffs, all of that is like legitimate. And then, well, lately people have been talking about the economy booming. But then you got some other people saying, nah, it's just a fake. We really in a recession. And especially throughout 2023, there was a lot of talk of recession. Now, right now, the talk is good. That's good. But if you start breaking down, there's still some economic woes someplace. There's still a lot of businesses going out of business. I was driving the other day with my sons. My sons noticed that a local restaurant that had been there for years, a couple decades, in this area is out of business. There's a few of them out of business and everything. And, we're looking at the people not going there to eat or they're not going to that store to buy something. There was a major grocery store that was supposed to be built in my area. Hasn't been built. A major company. The Fortune, they might be a Fortune 5 company. They didn't put the what they were going to put there, right? All right, you think about it, it's like, okay, all these people ain't spending the money. But here's the issue. If you have a labor shortage meaning people not taking the jobs. Because that's one thing, if you think about it, when they talk about all the jobs created, a lot of people still not taking those jobs. They hadn't talked about the great resignation in a long time, but people still not going for it. When I was in the hospital for the stroke, like I said, there were a lot of nurses. They were talking about the shortage of nurses. Both at the hospital I was at in the rehab center, they were looking for nurses. I mean, it was a tough thing. Like at the rehab center, they had nurses. I mean, it was taking them forever to get some things done. I had to go chase some nurses down to get some medicines and everything. But they had a shortage. And that's really what's behind the economic woes. Because look at it another way. You got to look at it another way. A lot of these businesses are going out because somebody ain't spending money. If somebody's not working, which means they're not getting money, how are they going to spend it? See, that's the key to any economy. People try to make it all complicated and all this other shit. But you got to have people to spend stuff. Businesses, if you get a restaurant who go out of business, they shut the doors. People ain't spending money there. A lot of people that just simply don't have the money to spend there. So what they going to do? Seriously, if you look at especially a lot of young people, they not spending money. I was talking with a friend the other day, last week, that works at a local retail place. Same place I had worked. Still got friends there. And she was like, they haven't had a lot of people didn't come in for Christmas. People ain't spending the money. Because, see, that's the thing. See, I'm going to tell you what, especially the economy is mostly about consumerism, consumer spending. But consumers have to have money to spend. If they're not working, they can't spend the money. It's just that simple. If they don't have the money, shoot, what they going to do? At best, even if they get a lot of them ain't even getting unemployment. Because, shoot, what they going to spend it on? And then even when you got some people working, and this is another conversation, they got to spend it to keep on their rents and mortgages and everything, car notes, So, we got all these jobs created, but then who's filling them? You can go almost any place and find a job, and then somebody needs to fill the job, and then they can spend money. But if they not working, they can't spend money. If they not working, they not going to go for like these high rents. They not going to go for these high rents. They can't afford it. They got to have money for it, right? So, okay, that's affected. People not going to get mortgages and everything. That's affected. Because then that's the houses and then that's the banks who are providing the mortgages. So you got, it's a cascading effect. Because that's the thing. You got to get people to spend money. Shoot, during COVID, That was a big thing, to get people to spend money. They were still giving people money to get them to still spend it anyway. You know, yeah, there were some slick people with it. That's another conversation. But then I remember back in around 2000 when George W. Bush came in, right? And he gave people $500 each just to spend, you know? Because that's the key. But people normally you can't have the government keep giving money. We've seen what happened when they stopped giving money like for COVID and everything. And then you got some people, they simply don't want to work, especially some young people. Because think about a young person. Okay, they don't want to work, right? They don't want to work. Okay, they're not gonna go to some of these stores, especially in many malls that are closing, to buy like those fly pants and all of that. They ain't gonna buy those fly clothes or that jewelry or those like shirts or whatever. And then they ain't gonna hit the restaurants the same way. I mean, think about it. What retail business out here doesn't need people to spend money? And I'm gonna tell you what, that affects the government too. Because some people say, well, I work for the government and everything. Well, if you're in a jurisdiction and you're not getting as many retail sales, which means you're not getting the sales tax, that affects the government. A lot of times it's not said that these local governments, they get money from the property taxes and sales taxes and stuff. That's paying their salary. So that's cutting them back, which then affects teachers and public servants, stuff like that. Everything's touched. All because of the labor shortage, all because many people don't want to work. Now that's a major issue that need to be talked about. Everybody talking about all this other stuff. Shoot, that's even affecting immigration. Yeah, even the political thing. Because let's be real, even though you got a bunch of politicians talking about, oh, we want to stem immigration and all of that. No, they don't. They're just telling that to keep the votes coming in. They want them to come in and spend money. They want those immigrants. That's one thing, those immigrants going to spend some money. And take some of the jobs that people here don't want. If people wanted to stop, I don't go political, but I'm going to go it. If people really want to stop immigration, they just simply take the jobs. And trust me, immigration will stop. It'll come to a trickle. They'll take the jobs. People who lived here, but a lot of them don't want to work, so they're going to find somebody who want to work for less. So that's the thing. So you want to really look at it at that angle. Look at the labor shortage. Look at who don't want to work. Hell, some of y'all might know some people don't want to work. That's how you look at it. And that's going to affect the economy, because everybody got to spend money. If people don't spend money, they ain't buying cars, they ain't buying clothes, they ain't buying homes. It's still going to affect the economy. But yeah, they still going to have the announcement, oh yeah, we got all these jobs. Yeah, they do. They're not filled though. So I want y'all to think about that, all right? So anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Peace. And wow, ain't done this in so long. Let's go make that money.